Hey, this is Scoots. If you fall asleep fast, I'm really trying to get your attention with this voice, so please pause a second, okay? But if you aren't in a position to support the show, if you're new, you only listen occasionally, you're just going through a tough time, don't worry about this message. We've got you. Listeners like Stephanie support the show, so you don't need to worry about it. But if you fall asleep fast, it's really tough to keep the podcast going in a way that benefits fall asleep fast listeners. It really comes down to fall asleep fast listeners supporting the show, which is, I guess, irony and paradox. Because if you fall asleep within 5 minutes, why would you support the show, right? If Fall Asleep Fast listeners don't support the show, it just can't even exist. Pretty weird conundrum, unique to shows like Sleep With Me. So I don't know, is your why strong enough? Fall Asleep Fast, is that a big enough why to support the show? Would the show not being here be strong enough a why for you to support the show? Or is there something else, like something like Stephanie said? Stephanie's been listening to the show for 8 years, and I had the same experience Scooter describes all the time. Tried it, disliked it, didn't get it, and then I was traveling and I gave it another try. And I fall asleep really quickly now, and it's completely worth supporting the show. In tough times, Sleep With Me's been there. And I feel like I spend so much money on things that have no meaning in my life. This show means so much to me that I can't help but be a supporter. In the past, I felt like other people would take care of it for me, like there was people with limitless money that should be doing the part for the rest of us. But once I really thought about how I spend my money and my deep relationship with the show, I realized I am one of those people who should be a supporter. It took a while to step up, but I did. Scooter works hard for us, so do a bunch of other people, too. And hard work deserves fair compensation. I just hope my support is helping. Well, it is, Stephanie, and it's helpful to hear your why. And if you've got a why, but you haven't supported the show, you could support the show because of your why right now, especially if you fall asleep fast at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. But then I'm going to send you a video. I'd love to hear your why of why you're about to sign up and support the show. Or, you could be hopeful like me that someone else has a why out there and they fall asleep fast and they're going to sign up tonight. But if it's you, you could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks.
Every idea starts with a problem. Warby Parker's was simple. Glasses are too expensive. So they set out to change that. By designing glasses in-house and selling directly to customers, they're able to offer prescription eyewear that's expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Warby Parker glasses are made from premium materials like impact-resistant polycarbonate and custom acetate, and they start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Get glasses made from the good stuff. Stop by a Warby Parker store near you.
This show is supported by Blue Land. Living a cleaner and more sustainable lifestyle by reducing single-use plastics is a small action that makes a big difference. And Blue Land is on a mission to make it easy for everyone to make those sustainable choices. They believe that hardworking, clean products can be the norm, not the exception, so that you can do better for your family and the planet at the same time. From cleaning sprays and toilet bowl cleaner to dishwasher and laundry detergent tablets, Blue Land's 100% microplastic-free, EPA Safer Choice certified formulas are safe to use around people, pets, and plants. You'll love not having to choose between the safe option and what actually gets your house clean. Blue Land products are independently tested to perform alongside major brands, and the formulas are free from dyes, parabens, and harsh chemicals. Plus, Blue Land is a certified B Corp and certified cruelty-free by Leaping Bunny. Their formulas are EPA Safer Choice certified, and many have received the Gold Material Health Certificate from Cradle to Cradle. And right now, Blue Land has a special offer for listeners. Get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/PRX. You won't want to miss this. blueland.com/PRX for 15% off. That's blueland.com/PRX to get 15% off.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This episode contains no hex wrenches. There is a small percentage of time I didn't even use pliers. I could have used a wrench. I don't think I used any hex wrenches. Is that what they're called? Is it like a wrench with 6 sides? Is that what it is? How come there's no? Is there any Did Dr. Octopus exclusively use oct? It would be an oct wrench, right? That would be hard. You'd say, I'm sorry, what'd you say? Hand me the oct wrench, the 0.4. Sorry, did you say, I didn't understand what, I'm Dr. Octopus, was from Spider-Man, which you may have already confused you, and I need to put this furniture together that I designed, so I'll be rested. So when I encounter that superhero I deal with, whose name I shouldn't have said earlier, so I'll say, like, so you didn't even hear it because I didn't actually say it. I need to be rested, so I'm building a super comfy bed but I need my oct wrench. 0.4, please. Oh, okay. Did you actually know? I'm sorry, Mr. Mr. Oct. We have, we're actually at the beginning of a sleep podcast called Sleep With Me. So what if you just put the wrenches aside and lie down? I'll tell you about the show. It's a podcast to keep you company and take your mind off stuff. It actually doesn't even put you to sleep. It's just a friend in the deep, dark night, a little bit of a distraction. It's very strange, though. I can tell, since we're talking one-on-one here, it takes a few tries to get used to. So hopefully you won't use any of your octagons on me or whatever they're called, because it does take a couple tries to get. It's just a very different show, but it's really designed because you deserve a good night's sleep. I mean, in this case, I would say, I may not do I'd say for the love of Peter Parker, I'm in a conundrum now, but maybe I'd call that Magical Man and see what he has to say. What's his name? Stephen. But anyway, so if you're confused whether you're a fictional being or not, not to give you any news, but you're all those real, anybody who's listening, here's what's going to happen. We got some support coming up, so the show's free for everybody that wants to listen. Amazing. So many people listen to the show, and so many people can identify with what it means to need a friend in the deep, dark night. Then there's a long, meandering intro, which is separate from the support. Don't miss out on it. It's meant to ease you into bedtime. And later on will be our bedtime story where we'll be talking Ikea furniture. That's why, our friend Octo was, had wrenches on the hex wrench to an oct wrench, put the hex wrench to the oct wrench. And, if you're confused, though, you're in the right place. It's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that's here to keep you company, take your mind off stuff in the deep, dark night. The podcast that puts you to sleep. But welcome to Sleep With Me. And these sponsors are what enable us to do it for free twice a week.
This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com. Museums are more than places we visit on a field trip. Across the country, museums protect our shared history, care for wildlife and collections, strengthen local economies, support job training, and spark curiosity in people of all ages. Right now, you can help make sure museums stay strong for future generations. Museum Advocacy Day is a national moment when people contact Congress to ask for continued support for museums and the federal agencies that fund them. Learn how to take action at aam-us.org and tell your representatives that museums matter to education, to communities, to the economy, and to our democracy.
Hey, thanks for coming over. Really appreciate the help. You didn't realize you were going to be, we're going to be putting together some IKEA furniture and talking. So I can't wait to get to it. Good to see you. Oh, how have I been? Pretty good. I mean, I'm keen to get to work, though, because we got a couple things to put together. And, let's start with, you're ready to start? This is called the Kugis. Kugis? You say Kugis, I say Kugis. Or you could say Kugis. Something you could give a kiss to. It's a plastic bin. That's what I call it. I don't know. It's like a box without a lid. And this is pretty straightforward. So I thought don't worry, I have my handy dandy box openers. So I'll open these up and I'm ready. So I have recycling ready and a place set aside on my floor for all the extra items. But we could put it actually in this Kugis box and use that. So, of course, when you start off, they always want you to know if you get confused, you could always give them a call. I don't know. We may have to go online because they don't have the assembly for this mirror. So I'm excited. Now for another item of information for the Kugis is Kugis. Your Kugis, as Hall and Oates once never said, was not on my shopping list, but because it was on sale, it got on there. Because I guess it would just be because Kugis was not on my list. I don't so you want to know that you should do this on a table or the floor. They say to do it on a table. We're going to do this on the floor. So let's get down on the floor. We got yoga mats. Don't worry. I got our yoga mats out. Well, another thing, I've done this before. I always thought before when I drank too much, that I could do this as a service if people, and I did do it but I thought I could do it as a YouTube thing. Other people were doing this. This was like about 12 years ago. Thank goodness I didn't. But I could come to your place, put Ikea furniture together, but now we get to do it, just talk and record it. Because I've always been good at this. Okay. So you just want to make sure you can't just do this just standing up against your hips or anything. You need a solid structure beneath you. And so this thing only has 5 parts. There's 2. So number 1, we have 2 parts that look like the 2 U parts. There's 4 walls of the kingdom, right? Yeah, let's do it that way. Once upon a time, there was a place called Kugis, and it was on a list of being built up, and they said, well, we now do things modularly here. As long as we have a foundation or a slab to build it on, a sturdy one, the edict has been distributed that this must be, we now have the hill giants coming in to help us build these build up our storage. We're working with the giants to store grain for everyone. So like here in Kugis, that's what we're starting off with. And so we have 2 flats and 2 U, like barely a U shape, as the 4 walls of our, and then we'll put in the flooring, because you don't want, the thing about the flooring is keeps the grain inside, proverbially or literally, it doesn't leak out the bottom. So step 1, we're going to take a U. It has a little hole in there too. I guess technically for airflow, or you could hook your fingers in there, but you'd have to be carrying something pretty light. The giant I'm speaking with, sorry, right now. Sorry to distract you. So you could hook your fingers in there, but, so the U one, it's just barely a U, I just know how, it has lips. Not that kind of lips. I'm not good at describing the shapes of things, but you'll note that the U-shaped ones, the U walls have a circle in the middle at the top, and that's how we know where the top is. So we're going to put the one on the circle. You could actually stand up because it has those little U's, which now look like. Or now it looks like a tiny M or N or something, depending on doesn't look like an. I guess it looks like an half of an M. I mean, not really. Okay, so that is going to be one thing. Now we're going to take the flatter piece. Now you're going to notice there's 3 little tabs on each side. And the way you could tell the top from the bottom on this one is if you look at the bottom of the old U-wall, you're going to see a little lip down there and then 3 more like tabs above that bottom lip or beveled. Is that a beveled edge? I don't know. But so we're going to make sure we have the bottom of the flat wall. Then we're going to take those 3 tabs and believe it or not, they fit right into 3 holes on the one of the U sides of like facing inwards, of course, facing inwards. And we're going to line up those 3 tabs and we're going to push down and we should hear, a click. Now, everything should be flush according to this picture where our finger's pointing to make sure it's flush and we're not, if we're off, then something's off, but we did it. Now we're going to take our wall. So now we have a bit of like an L or a corner. A right angle? You're right. This is, I guess you could consider this a right angle. Rounded, but right. You're right about that. You're right about that angle. I think you're probably 90 or 45 degrees right. I don't know which one. 90 degrees, 90, 180, 360. Yeah, so 90, you're 90 degrees. Was that one of the bands, 90 Degrees? Is it 90 Degrees of Summer? What's the band Bernie the Butterfly likes? You don't know. Okay, so we're going to take the other U one. We're going to make sure it's pointed upwards, and we're going to line that up with the tabs, and we're going to click those. All right, good work. Now we do have a U. Now we actually have a U. We have 2 90-degree angles. We've got 75% of a box done for this kingdom. And we're really assembling stuff without any tools necessary. Okay, so now we're going to take the 4th wall, and we're going to line that up. Now we're going to do all 6 tabs at once. Okay, so you take that side, I'll take. Okay, good work. Are my tabs ready? They are. Yours? Okay. Do you want to push and click? Okay, good work. Now, what we're going to do. This is step 4, putting in the floor, putting in the bottom, and we're going to put it in an angle. Now, you'll notice it has an X on the bottom that should face downwards. The flat side should be face upwards on the inside of the box, and the X will be on the floor, like underneath the box. And we're going to angle it under those tabs on one of our U sides. Yeah, you could do that. We do have a cube now. Well, we have a box soon, we don't have a roof for our cube. Our cube has no roof, but roofless cube. I think that was one of my poems I never wrote for the summer reading game. A roofless cube, but I won't rhyme. I won't rhyme right now. But okay, so we're going to put it under those, and then we're just going to click it. So there should be 9 tabs and the 3. So 12 tabs total it's clicked under. And that's it. Job done. Holy cow. The people of Cougas, the giants at Cougas going to be happy that they have grain storage. I mean, I would say for giants, it's not going to last very long. Okay, next up is we're going to look up the instructions for this mirror. Karmsund. Karmsund might be the leader of Hugas. I don't know. Good old Karmsund. To live on Karmsund. Okay, let's see if we got the manual here, if we can find it. All right, here we go. So Karmsund, we got a lot of, so we're going to need some things for this one, for this mirror. A level. We're not going to need all this stuff, really. Because we're not hanging it on a wall. So we just need a screwdriver, which I have right here. And remember, we could always call Ikea. Don't do this one on the floor. It says do it on a rug, but we're doing it on, I think we're going to do it against the wall, I'll be honest with you. But with a with the yoga mat underneath so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, checking for what we need in this pack. We should have Phillips head screws, 4 Phillips head screws, 1144-503, with those are flat topped. Then 2 1144-592s, those are also flat topped Phillips. And then we should have 3 1157-322s, those are rounded with Phillips head. And 2 rounded top, like a bolt. I don't know what you call that, or not a bolt, a nut. Yeah, I know that makes you laugh because I am a bit of a nut. You're right. 144-504s. Okay, according to this, we're going to lay the mirror out on the floor. I don't always feel the need to follow the instructions. I think right up against this wall here, and we're going to put on the crown. This mirror wears a crown or some sort of, whatever, scroll type thing. And we're going to take 2 of the rounded ones. That's the 1157-322s. So, and we're going to, we're just going to put it on the top of the mirror. And that's it. Now, choose your own adventure. This adventure's already been chosen. Are you going to put it on the wall? If you decide for this adventure to mount your mirror on a wall, go to page 8. But if you want to proceed with having this mirror stand up on the floor, stay on this page and keep reading, which we're going to do. Okay, so see those, we've got a bunch of metal pieces, and what do we got here? Let me take a look. We should have, that's the frame that's going to stand it up. So 4 pieces, we're going to put them together, maybe 5, I don't know. Enough 4? Okay. I'll take your word for it. We're going to assemble those. To assemble those, we're going to use, wait a second. Okay, I see. So we're going to use 1 of the 157-322. That's at the top middle. And you can tell with the top because it doesn't have, see those little, those L bends are at the bottom. Great work. So we're going to screw that one in first. And that's the 2 that's the top. And that makes a little bit of a U again. Then we're going to put the legs, we're going to attach, and then there's another piece that goes in the middle. Okay. Because those pieces weren't separate. I was just imagining that. Okay, so this must be another thing that attaches to the mirror in the middle. And for that one, we're going to use 144-503, 1 on each side, left and the right. And just going to screw that in. I love these pre-drilled holes. Now we're going to put the legs on. For that, we're going to need 2 144-503 at the bottom there for the feet. So we're going to attach the, even though the feet go on the top of the upper body of the mirror, in the middle hole, there's 3 holes. I don't know what the 3 holes are for, probably if you're putting on something else. But, so we're going to line that up. Okay, and then we're going to extend this since this is going to be the foot of the mirror. And then that piece we just put in is kind of the brace. And we're going to use nuts and 144-592s. And we're going to need a wrench for this. So I'll hold the wrench and you do the screwdrivering. Yeah, and the nut, even though it's rounded, it's going to go on the inside of the mirror's frame. And that's it. Now we could stand the mirror. Yeah, let's check our connections. Of course, you're one step ahead of me. Okay, and then we'll stand the mirror up. If we did have to put it together, we would have had to, level stuff and put on something or other. So I'm glad we're not doing that. Because it's just not my area of expertise. Okay, next up is the Nordly. I don't know. Did you ever play Skyrim? Did you believe, which, what I did was I tried, luckily I had a good save because at some point I was holding off on the 2 where you choose who you're going to work with. between, in the overall thing. I saved that till I was almost done with everything except for stuff that was just, I played Skyrim for years and years. I would take a break and then I'd play it for a while and then I'd take another break. Nor made me think of it because what I tried to do was maintain I tried to create the conference, right? But what happened was, so I said, I'm not going to choose sides. Then I get the chance to make everybody get along came up. Now, again, luckily I had a save thing because what happened was I went to the Nords, actually, and they said, hey, if you could get other guys to go, that's great. Let us know. And I'd done both, but I realized then I went to the Empire or whatever, and they wouldn't talk to me unless I did their task, the first one. But then I went and did the task, and I don't know if I talked to the wrong, it may have been all of this I did out of the wrong order. But then as soon as they wouldn't talk to me again unless I joined them, so then luckily, because I read online, they said, don't do the peace one, it's not as fun. So then luckily I went back to a safe spot that wasn't that old. And the rest is history that's being made in my, when I'm in my downtime occasionally. Okay, so this Nordly, it is quite flexible. I didn't even realize how flexible it was. It's like a dresser. It could be a chest of drawers. It could be a whole wall unit. And they don't even do a good job of marketing this because I would have probably spent more money and made it a double unit because it has half-size drawers and full-size drawers, right? Ones you put undergarments and socks in, those are the half-size drawers. And then full-size drawers. And as far as how wide it is, it's 2 full-size drawers wide. And it can be as far as 2 full-size drawers tall or more, which I didn't realize. So we're only doing it 2 full-size drawers tall, but we're doing 1 set of full-size drawers and 2 sets. No, this is incorrect. I think these are 3 drawers. This first image is not correct. Who would have thought they made on their front cover? But so they're 3 drawers tall. It's going to be a 3-drawer tall dresser with 3 sets, 3 deep drawers and 6 small drawers. Is that right? I think so. I don't know. I'm already confused, but it is expandable. So if down the road we need more drawers, we'll do that. So we're going to start off with the small drawers, because I know you got to go, you're falling asleep on me, which is great. You could get comfortable. I'll do everything. How about that? You lie there and I'll put this together. And then if we do this one, we could always do the imaginary thing to finalize it. But all we really need, tool-wise, is a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and something in case we got to do a little hammering. And we got plenty of drawer space. Now, there's 3 packs of utensils or hardware. There's the A pack, which kind of has these screw locks or whatever. This is very typical Ikea build. 8 of those. We have 12 shorter Phillips head screws, 8 dowels, and then 8 of these kind of dowel screw lock combo that they use for a lot of their putting together. That's in our A pack. Our B pack has some plastic kind of screw lock type stuff, 24 of those, and then 24 of the ones to push in. Some longer dowels, 12 of those, 12 of the metal screw lock type thing, 6 drawer bottom locks, and 6 drawer bumpers. And the C1 pack, I don't think we use that at all, or maybe later on. And then we have drawer rails. We have 3 sets of left rails and 3 sets of right rails. Luckily, they're stamped on the bottom. And I got everything unboxed. So first thing we're going to do is take we're going to build the sides of the unit, the left side and the right side. Now we're going to want to note that the top, see what we're going to do is we're going to put them facing each other on the floor. But you're going to be on one end, I'm going to be on the other. Just, even though you're lying in bed sleeping up, I'm going to point it towards you. And we're going to make sure that only in one top corner of these rectangular things, rectangular long-wise, is 2 holes. And so we're going to make sure we're going to do like a mirror or whatever, because then we're going to imagine if we stood this up, we'd be on either side correctly, which I know is confusing. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take 4 channel locks, 2 for each one on the bottoms that are close to each other. I think we have the tops. Maybe we have the bottom. I don't know. But let's say we're bottom to bottom. That'll make you laugh, huh? Bottom to bottom. So we'll put 2 channel locks on mine, and that's what I'm just calling them, and 2 on yours. And then we're going to make sure their arrows are pointing up. So if they're pointing up, then these are the tops. But that's not important. Okay, next thing we're going to do... Oh, no, those are the bottoms. That's fine. Next thing we're going to do is put on the drawer rails. And we're going to do left ones first. And the hooks go to the back. And the way we could tell the back of the unit is that it has more holes than the front of the unit. Because it has holes for dowels and whatever those are, dowel screws, we'll call them. So the hook on the back of the drawer goes to the back of the unit, okay? Next thing we got to do is make sure, so we're putting 3 drawer rails in, right? And you got to make sure you're lined up with the right holes. So the hole towards the back goes all the way right. So I'm following this picture. Goes for the furthest hole back, but then the hole to the forefront it goes 3 holes. It goes in the middle hole. Yeah, middle hole. You're right. So this could be confusing, but luckily they have pictures. So we got to put in 2, 4, 6 screws. Yeah, and this is pretty easy because we got a good screwdriver. That's important. Good bit. Right, and then we're going to do the same thing for the right rails. And those screws are 100, 349. Good old, it was one of my favorite stations, 100.3.49. Okay, now we're going to work on the back of the sides. So we're going to put in 4 of these metal channel screws. These are what are these 118 331s. We should have 8 of those, I think, or 16. I don't know. We're only working in the APAC, remember. Oh, they have 2 numbers. Interesting. They do one thing. They're so versatile. They have 2 numbers. You could call it a 118-331 or an 112996. Pleased to meet you. Okay, so we're only going to put 2 in the back of each unit, and you could tell the holes for the dowels versus the holes for the screw dowels. Screw dowels kind of sounds like a kind of bird or a bird call. Screw dowel. Oh, is that your favorite kind of owl? No, I'm saying screw dowel. Are you mad at Malcolm McDowell? No. I was making up a term for a piece of Ikea hardware. Wouldn't you call it the screw dowel? Yeah, I would if I was as brilliant as you, but I'm only me. Okay, thank you, brain, for that interlude. Okay, next, so you got those in? Okay, great. Oh, don't worry, I got them in on your behalf. I'm doing all this work on your behalf. But yeah, this is how it works. This is sleep with me at work. Next up, we're gonna put in dowels. But we're only putting the dowels in on my end, and we want to make sure we're using the dowels from the A pack and not the B pack. Those are 101 345s. 101. What if somebody right now is on 101 at 345? Hopefully they're probably not listening to Sleep With Me. And we're only going to put them in my end, which is the end with the left, like drawer rails on it. And we have 4 holes and we have four dowels. Remember that movie, 4 dowels for 4 holes? That was, okay, no. Okay, so then we're going to put the back of the unit on our, yeah, you're right, our thing. So we're going to slide it onto the dowels and the channel locks. And the way we know we're doing it right or correctly is that there's a hole that's going to be facing the inside of the drawer. And that matches, otherwise it matches up. Okay, so we have that done. And then we're going to put dowels in the top of the back on the 4 holes there. All right, now step 6, we're going to lock that bottom back up, right? We're going to put in those two channel locks, as I'm calling them, and we're going to rotate those with a flathead. Now, I realize it's a Phillips head, but they say to use a flathead. So, yeah, just rotate it clockwise, and you should feel it lock in. Oh, boy, yeah, it does feel good. Next thing we're going to do is stand up the unit onto its bottom, and then we're going to connect it to the other end, your end, and we're going to slide those down. We're going to line it up, yep, and then we're going to slide it in, and then we're going to do those 2 channel locks. Step 7 complete. Now it's time to do the drawers, and we're going to do the faces of the drawers first. So we have 3 drawer faces, okay, and then we're going to open up the B pack of hardware, and we're actually going to separate any extras from the A pack. We're going to put with the C pack, okay? So just move those over so we don't get confused, because I can get confused. Now the face of each drawer gets 4 dowel screws, but these are a different dowel screw. Maybe. These are 118-331s, 11-2-996ers. So they're not any different. They're just in a different bag. Okay, and you're just going to screw them in, not in the dowel holes, but you already know the difference between a dowel hole and a screw dowel hole. It's just the dowel holes are a little bit larger diameter. So we're going to do 8 plus 4 is 12. Yeah, so we got 3 drawer faces. And now we're going to do the drawer. We're going to work on the sides of the drawers. Now we do have 2, 4, 6 sides of drawers, but one side of one drawer has like a little sticker on there with all the informative sticker about how to properly, keep this thing so nobody gets their fingers pinched or anything. Okay, so we're gonna start off with dowels. We're gonna put now this is where it can be confusing. We're only gonna put dowels in. We're gonna pay. So see how there's a little cutout at the bottom. That's where the bottom of the drawer is gonna go. So we're gonna line up the bottoms so they're facing each other of each side of a drawer, and we're gonna put dowels in for the front of the drawer. And we're going to put 4 dowels in. Now, these are the longer dowels, 101-372, okay, not 101-345, 101.37.2, some kind of drawer-based radio. Okay, so we have those, right? Okay, and we're going to do that 2, 4, 6 times, including the time with the one drawer with the sticker. Now what we're going to do is take the faces of the drawer, which we have already ready to roll on our yoga mat here, and we're going to apply the sides of the drawer. And you're doing it right when the left and right sides, so the part where the bottom of the drawer is going to slide in is all lined up. Right, so we're going to slide those down, the dowels and the screw dowels, and then we're going to just do all 6, and then we're going to do the channel locks for those. And those channel locks are 119030. And we're going to lock those in. And now we have drawers without, backless, bottomless drawers. but not for long, because now we're going to, now this we want to make sure we do it nice and easy, because we don't want to, we're going to slide the bottom of the drawer in. And the way you know the top of the drawer, top of the bottom of the drawer versus the bottom of the bottom of the drawer, which is actually the bottom of the drawer is the top of the bottom of the drawer. And the bottom of the drawer is the top, because it doesn't have any, it doesn't have primer on it. So do you understand what I'm saying? We want to make sure we're putting the bottom of the drawer in with the top up, so the top of the bottom of the drawer is the bottom of the drawer. But you can't say it's the bottom of the top, the bottom of the drawer, because the bottom of the drawer is below the bottom of the drawer, because it's on the bottom of the drawer. I mean, I know it's confusing, but I'm just trying to be, okay, so we have these pieces of balsa-like wood. These three things are the bottoms of the drawer. We're both in agreement about that, okay. When we slide them in, they will become the bottoms of the drawers. Okay, you're with me on that. Each of these squares, which will one day become the bottom of the drawer, has a top and a bottom side. You're with me, right? Okay, one side is exposed balsa wood, sanded or whatever, but no paint. Or laminate, whatever you want to call it. The other side is a nice, smooth surface. Correct, right? The smooth surface would be considered the upward facing or top of this item we're working with. You would agree with me that we're working with these squarish, rectangularish items. And these items have a top and a bottom. Or upper side and a top and a bottom. Upward. No one says upward side. Annie never said, I bet my rear end dollar that tomorrow, that the day following this day, it will not be partly cloudy, but will probably be partly sunny or full sun. If Annie said that, then that would not have been a famous musical. If she said, I would like to wager my rear end even, that the next day from today, the sun will probably most likely be shining, right? I mean, we can agree on that. Just like as two reasonable people, we can agree that these have tops and bottoms. You could choose to refer them in a different way, but you could also choose that this is a top and that is a bottom. And just because this is bottom of a drawer does not mean it's incorrect to refer to the top of the bottom of the drawer. It does not mean I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to be right. I'm just trying to, you go on a meander. But you could say I'm correct, right? That the bottom of the drawer has a top. When it comes to bottoms of drawers, I'm the top. So thank you so much. So we just want to make sure that the top of the bottom of the drawer is facing so that's the inside. Also, the top of the bottom of the drawer is the inside of the drawer. That helps, right? The inside facing side. I mean, if we were talking technicalities and not Annie the musical, you could say that. You could bet. I mean, she's only using it as a metaphor where we're talking about a concrete thing. I don't even know what bottom dollar means anyway. Almost aren't the majority of, in the past when people carried dollars, your last dollar, you bet my bottom dollar tomorrow. You bet my bottom dollar. I don't know. Probably, it's a good thing you're sleeping and I'm talking, huh? Or you're resting, I know, and I'm barely entertaining you. But again, I just want to be clear that we want to make sure the top of the bottom of the drawer is facing the inside of the drawer, so that the top of the bottom of the drawer is on the bottom of the drawer. at the top of the bottom of the drawer. So okay. So let's slide those in with the bottom facing because you can't say the bottom's facing up. It doesn't make any sense. You could say, so the top of the bottom of the drawer is facing. Becomes the bottom of the drawer but it's the top of the bottom of the drawer, and the bottom of the drawer is underneath the drawer. Okay, so we got those in, and that was good. That was good stuff. I mean, this is why I make a sleep podcast. Okay, next we have the back of the drawer. No, I don't think there's any need to debate that. And so you want to see how this, it goes right on that lip. And then we just take 4 plastic doll to be locked pieces. Fit those on in the back, and then we fit 4 plastic. Those are 145/7/18s, yeah. And the plastic doll locks are 119/030s. No, yeah, we're almost done. Yes, with this set of drawers. Okay, now we're gonna put the bottom on the rail. We're gonna put the plastic parts towards the underside of the drawer. On the sides of the drawer are these 147/191s. Those fit into the drawer rail. That's what snaps into the drawer rail. Yeah, the 147/191 connects to the drawer rail. So, yeah, we'll put those on either side. Those kind of push in. We made it to do some light tapping. Then we're going to put on the 4 corners of the back of the front of the drawer, we're going to put drawer bumpers. Just little plastic rubber bumpers. Okay, we're not doing any assembly just yet of that. So next thing we're going to do is put the drawers in. Which we actually do. I guess I learned we don't want to do that now, but we'll just practice because it does take some practice, and we want to practice before the tops are on. So let me just show you. So the drawer with the writing sticker on it goes up top, and you put that in first. So one of us is going to lean in, and we're going to get the rails so they're loose because they do have like a thing so they're not. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to put my fingers on like the back hook where the hook is. And you're going to come in on the drawer at an angle. And it's going to hook right into the holes on the bottom corners of the back of the drawer. And then all you're going to do is lower that down, and it's going to hook and click right onto the front of the drawer. How about that? I don't think I did this last time where you push it in so it clicks, but I'll have to do that at some point. But yeah, that's it. The drawers are now assembled, and then we'll take them back out. Okay, so let's just because I had those other drawers assembled, of course. So did you know you could go as far as 6 drawers high is the maximum. So we could only do one more level on this, really. Okay, so we have all the parts. So we're going to put on the bottom. We're going to work on the bottom first, which I have over here. So we're going to put the feet on, and there's 6 feet with felt pads. So we're going to put those on. Okay, yeah. Those are 192s, 238s, and 157/732s. Whoever drew this didn't know that the drawers, I mean, maybe you could buy 2 drawer high units. I didn't realize that. We bought 3 drawer high units. Anyway, so, and then we're going to flip this over. So, yeah, and then we'll level it out. I like leveling it out now. It's going to go in this corner here, yeah. Okay, good work. Then so, yeah, we flipped it over. So that's when we leveled it. Okay, next up we got these like attaching things that, I don't even know what to call them, plasticky, metally attachy things that we're going to dowel in to the bottom, the top of the bottom, yeah. When you get to the bottom, you go back to the top. In this case, we're working on the top of the bottom of the Nordley. And we're just going to dial those in. It does take a little effort. Yeah, and those dials are 101s, 345s. That's from our pack number 2. Okay, now we have these strips in. Yeah, there's 6 strips. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay, so this is where okay, that's fine. So this is, so we need to do one more set of strips for the, okay, so we just got to move those over because we're doing 2 sets of half drawers and 1 set of full drawers. Okay, so we got that then. Okay, good. Next up, we're going to put in the metal dowels or screw dowels, 114/613s, we put 2 in each strip. Yeah, that's it. And then, now we have like a layout. This is basically our foundation. And then we're going to lower our Nordleys onto the foundation. So we're going to put the 2, and then the 2, and then the middle, and then the 2. Yeah, okay. So that's a nice little layout we got there. I like it. And we could adjust this. Then we're going to channel lock. Remember those channel locks we'd put in earlier? Now we're going to put more of those. We're going to lock the bottom to the bottom in this case, the bottom of the pre-assembled drawer units to the bottom of the dresser unit. And we're going to screw those or twist those and lock them clockwise, correct. Next up, we're going to open up, do we need C1 and C2? I guess we do. Okay, so we're going to put, on the top of these, we're going to put these dowels in. And then, we're going to put dowels in all the holes that don't take, Yeah, and then we're going to put these long things in there. These are 106/940s, and they're going to get channel locked in. Yeah, and then we're going to put in these front edges here, we're going to put these 109/48s. Okay, those are another one. Oh, no, whoops. Sorry, wrong instructions. I was looking at the wrong thing. Totally threw us off. Okay, go back. So basically, I didn't want to do that. So here's what I wanted to do. There's the top. It's even easier than I made it out to be. We're going to put all these 146s on the bottom of the top, these screw dowels. Yeah, we could take all that other stuff out. We'll leave the wood dowels in those. So the wood dowels are fine. We just need to take out those long things. Yeah, okay. Yeah, now we're going to put the top in. We're going to lay the top of the dresser on the top of the drawer units. And we're going to line it up nicely. And then, yeah, there we go. Now I'm going to sit on it to make sure it gets pushed in. Then we're going to lock all the channel locks. Okay. Then we're going to level it again. Yeah, which is nice, huh? Yeah, leveling is nice. The top's on. It's getting leveled. And then we're going to attach it to the wall using these straps there. But I had already installed that, so it's like set up. So then you can wall anchor it. And yeah, that's the Nordley is now. We got the Nordley in. Now I'll just move it against the wall here. It's nice because it's got the feet, and now there's no carpet in here. Just kind of slides in, huh? So yeah, that was great. Thank you for your help. I hope you enjoyed assembling something with me, because I appreciate you being here to assemble it. That we got to assemble it together. And I'll see you soon. You rest. While I make sure everything's lined up and ready to go. Good night. All right, I want to thank everybody on Spotify that's been submitting questions for Question Corner and anywhere else. You could just go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/QQ. That's double Q. Sleepwithmepodcast.com/double Q. And you could post a question for Question Corner. I'll do my best to answer it. You could also get your questions answered as you scroll through all those posts. Those are free posts, by the way, so no charge. Patreon, or it's a free Patreon post. Okay, so I want to thank Allie, Quacks. Thank you for your questions. Thanks, and good night. I want to thank Alvin and R. Thank you, thanks, and good night. And then these people answered, where do you live in the world? Maya is in Israel. Mary is in Ireland. OJ, South Africa. Goodby is in California. Heather's in Calgary. Abiyansu's in India. Vis is in Harlow in the UK. Angie's in Western Canada. Sue's in Suffolk, England. Lex is also in Western Canada. Lindsay in Seattle. Brock in Michigan. Hazariki, Indonesia. Lily, New York City. Lynn, North Carolina. Ball is in Port Angeles, Washington. Megs, Queensland, Australia. Suvi, from Finland but lives in Australia. Thalia is in Cape Town, South Africa. Anne's in the Netherlands. Warren's in Philly. Niren's in the UK. Maeve in the US. Mags in Sydney, Australia. Logan in England. Larian's in Jaipur, ironically, because that was the Jaipur unboxing episode, and Christy's in Pennsylvania. So thanks everybody who participates in stuff, whether it's on Spotify or Patreon or stuff I talk about on the show. Really appreciate it. And again, if you have any questions about the show you want answered, maybe somebody's already asked a question, or you could answer it. You just go to sleepwithmepodcast.com /QQ, and it should come up. Thanks and good night, everybody. And you can always support the show directly or support it for free by spreading the word. It's a huge way to support the show, and I really appreciate it. And and here's future Scoots or past Scoots asking for support for something, so you can check that out too. All right, everybody, this is Scoots. This is a tuck you in message. And as I start this message out, I want to make this very clear, especially if you're listening right now and you're new. You only listen to this show occasionally, like once in a while when you need it, or you're just having a tough time right now, getting through something, getting over something, the kind of things I talk about in the intro. Or if you're like me, a lot of times in my life where things financially felt challenging and supporting the show just isn't possible, you really don't need to do anything. You don't need to support the show directly or be concerned because we really do have you. And I'm going to read through some testimonials of people that support the show for them and for you. And those testimonials are just a few of the thousands of people that support the show so it can be here for people that can't support the show, or it really wouldn't make sense if you're only listening occasionally, if you're new, for you to support the show. So we have you covered. Like the listeners who I'm going to read through tonight, and like I'm trying to return to doing, we've done in the past, they're the reason the show can be here night after night, and that you don't have to worry about him. But before we get to those testimonials, there is a BUT, right? If you are listening right now and you normally listen all night long to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 episodes a night, or you listen most nights during the week, if you fall asleep fast and you just happen to be hearing this, or you've been listening longer than a year, if the show is a big part of your evenings, your wind down, and your sleep, that's where I've been trying to be more and more clear and direct. You know, I love making this podcast. The people that work with the show, work on the show, love making it. I love being a service, trying to bring sleepy joy and delight, help you fall asleep, bring you comfort in the deep, dark night. But the only way that happens is if you're in one of those listener categories, is if people that listen the same way as you do support the show. And we all go through seasons, right? So maybe you had your season of supporting the show, or maybe your season of supporting the show's coming up, or maybe you're like, well, I'm not sure. Let me look outside and see what I think. Or maybe you're hoping like that someone else will support the show, because it is either you or someone that listens like you supporting the show, or it's no one supporting the show tonight, right? It's either an all-night listener other than you, or you, the all-night listener, you, the multiple nights a week listener, you, the person that's been listening, or someone else that listens just like you, or it's just to be clear, like that's really what keeps the show going and impacts ups and downs of the show. So I don't know if tonight's your night. If you are in a position to support the show, you've been putting it off, maybe think about supporting it right now at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And don't wait for tomorrow or set some kind of thing tomorrow. Or kind of like me, think fondly of the person that we're both hoping steps up tonight, that all-night listener, that person that falls asleep fast, somebody that's been listening 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, or someone that's here every night with us. But who has you guys? You know, who's in the community supporting the show for everyone? Well, Melissa is. Melissa's been listening for over 2 years now, nearly nightly. So a nearly nightly listener. And it helps so much and puts me in a very relaxed mood. I finally subscribed when I realized on most nights I didn't have my phone with me, but I could literally recite the beginning of the podcast in my head. And even that in my head almost worked. And the reason I didn't do it sooner was part of it was cost, but now I'm in a financial place to do so. But the other part was complacency. I think forgetting to do it when I inevitably would fall asleep. I've always been one of the super listeners described on the show, and I kept putting it off. And I think that came from a place of having all free podcasts. I think it was just truly complacency. I think you say it well in the podcast. This show has given me so much support and help. It's time to turn around and support you and the team. It feels nice to feel like we have a hand in keeping it afloat, and that is really true. And Taylor also supported the show, and Taylor said, I'm an adult, late 20s, early 30s, go through brief periods of insomnia that last around a month, and I tried sleeping me on a friend's recommendation and bounced off it. It wasn't until a few years later when I was really struggling that I tried it again, and it worked. And I found the ads distracting and decided to try out ad-free ones by supporting the show, and found this version worked perfectly. The monthly cost is small compared to the benefit I get from the show. And even when my insomnia quiets down a bit, I still enjoy listening to the show because I like listening to Scooter. So thanks, Taylor. And then Stephanie. Stephanie has been listening for about 8 years, and I had the same experience Scooter just describes all the time. I tried the podcast and disliked it. I just didn't get it yet. And then later I was traveling. I thought I'd give her another try, and I've been listening since. And I really like the references on the show, some of the personal stories, and I can fall asleep really quickly now, and that's completely worth supporting the show. And I put on Sleep With Me also to make me feel more comfortable in other times. I just feel like I spend so much money on things that have no meaning in my life. This show means much more to me that I can't help but being a supporter. In the past, I felt like other people would take care of it for me, like there was people with limitless money who should be doing it for the rest of us. But once I really thought about how I spend my money and my deep relationship with the show, I realized I am one of the very few people who should be a supporter. It took a while, but I did so 3 years ago. I feel like I'm probably one of those super listeners. Scooter works hard for us, and hard work deserves fair compensation. And what about Debbie, who said, I listen almost every night, sometimes all night. I try to keep my queue full, especially like the Trader Joe's episodes, and I feel comforted by a familiar voice. That's why I support Sleep With Me as a boar bestie, and it seems like a good value. The obstacle to me supporting the show was remembering to do so. Was to remember to do it once I decided to support this podcast. And if I feel responsible, free is great. But if something has worth, it's also important to support it financially. So thanks, Melissa Taylor, Stephanie, and Debbie for supporting the show. Wouldn't exist without listeners like you. And maybe you relate to it. Maybe you're the person tonight, the Taylor, Stephanie, Debbie, Melissa tonight, that'll support the show. And when you do, I believe it or not, I send out a video and I ask you why. So I'm looking forward to hearing your why of why you support the show. Thanks.